Pokémon. Best minigames of the main series. The Pokémon series has added different styles of minigames to each generation, and several stand out as more enjoyable compared to others. One of the most frustrating things about Pokémon's minigames, however, is that they are constantly taken out and replaced with something new in future generations, even if players liked the mechanics and enjoyed playing them. Rather than working on the minigames and improving them in future installments for the series, a new experimental Pokémon minigame would find its way into the next generation. Below are some of the best minigames that did it right through the series, and why players should check them out. Pokémon's best minigame. Slot machine starting in the Kanto region in Generation I with red, green, blue, and yellow. Players could find the slot machine at the game corner in Celadon City. The slot machine actually stuck around for several generations, and was included in the Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes, with its final appearance in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. To engage in the game, players entered the game corner and interacted with the slot machines, betting with coins in hopes of winning more. The coins can be exchanged for prizes like Pokémon, TMs, and, in later generations, various items. The slot machine is an addictive minigame that players could easily sink hours into, and it was unfortunate that the game corner was removed in later titles. Pokémon's best minigames. PokeBlock Berry Blenders. One of the best parts of berry farming in Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire was getting to use the berry blender. While not nearly as much fun in the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire remakes, the original berry blenders from the older games made hoarding berries a competitive sport. The blenders could be found inside the contest halls, and allowed players to team up with NPCs or friends via a game link cable to create Pokeblocks. Each person added one berry to the blender, and then the minigame would start. Players had to hit their 8 button at the right time following an arrow that spun at the center of the blender. The accuracy of the button pressing, and the types of berries added, determined the resulting Pokeblock. This simple minigame was a delight to play, and it was unfortunate that the original idea was removed for a simplified version in the remakes. Pokemon's best minigames. Contests. After blending all those berries into Pokeblocks, there was no better way to use them than in Pokemon Contests. Players could feed their Pokemon Pokeblocks to raise stats for their beauty, toughness, cuteness, cleverness, and coolness. Players could then enter their Pokemon into a contest with a specific theme for the stat they have been raising. During the contest, they could have their Pokemon demonstrate moves that were given categories based on the 5 stats. For winning, according to Cerebi, players collected ribbons in the title for the competing Pokemon. The original Pokemon contests were available in Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and gave players a whole new way to raise their Pokemon team. Pokemon's best minigames. Curry introduced in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Making curry has been a very popular way for fans to spend time with their Pokemon team. After wandering the wild area and collecting various berries, as well as buying or finding ingredients like food tins and packs of potatoes, players can set up their campsite and get cooking. Players will fan their fires, stir their pots, and add a pinch of love to get a final product. Depending on the ingredients and the dedication to the cooking minigame mechanics, the quality of curry will be announced. Players can achieve a Coughing class, Wobbuffet class, Milcery class, Copperajah class, or Charizard class. The goal is to get between Milcery and Charizard class for the most friendliness and HP gained for the Pokemon eating it. This cute camping minigame makes exploring the wild area even more fun for players. Adding minigames into the main series has given players more to do when they are working through each game. It helps players slow down and enjoy the region, instead of rushing through to tackle Pokemon's Elite Four. It fills out the repetitive nature of a narrative based on catching, battling, getting badges, and repeating the process town after town. While it's unfortunate that the Pokemon series continues to remove minigames players have enjoyed, there is hope that some of these popular favorites might make a reappearance in future Pokemon titles, allowing everyone to explore them with updated graphics and consoles.